Alright. It is time for game 3 of the It Takes 2 to Tango Icyfar challenge, where players had to use only 2 combat units to try and win the game. Mono battles times 2. Down here in the bottom right hand side, representing VDK, it is Dead Uncle. What the fuck kind of weird name is that? And then he's talking about Uncle Ross here? I don't even know, it's weird. Anyways, Dead Uncle, it's an odd name. Up here in the top left, it is not Hercules, he's Bercules. He's Hercules who drank so much beer and wanted to sound even manlier. Because, let's be real, guys, one of the most manly names in this world is Burke, right? Has anyone, raise your hand if anyone has a friend named Burke in chat. I've not met anyone in my generation called Burke. Everyone in Australia knows Burke. Burke's Backyard was a guy who used to have a show. He's a dude with a beard. He had a theme song that was very memorable, and he did gardening tips. Was not really the most manly guy, to be honest. I've also, apparently, didn't he get Me Too'd for being a bit of a creep about some stuff? I'm not sure. Anyways, it's a manly sounding name, and apparently it's an insult in the UK. I found out from casting with Colaris. It's a little bit obvious, isn't it? You can't just run there. Yeah, the drone and the probe went right past each other, but they were both trying to trick each other. Bercules was like, oh, I better hide my drone and come from over here. The probe ran right past it. But both of them are like, ha ha, I got my hatch down and he didn't stop me. And everyone's like, I ran into the corner and I'm building cannons in his base and he didn't stop me. He's not even surrounding the cannons. He could literally attack move drones and just kill that. He could literally just attack move drones, not two. What are you? No, attack. No, you need to attack with, you're gonna pull them one at a, Jesus Christ, talk about dancing with the devil. The Zerglings are gonna pop in time. But my God, people's reactions to cannon rushes make me panic. Holy shit. So, back to the point. Whenever someone's being an idiot in a broadcast or watching a video of someone doing something stupid, and I'll be like, oh, Colaris, look at this. And he'll be like, oh, what an absolute Burke. I remember the first time he said this, I just had that moment that like Americans get when they hear my accent. And if I lay it on a little bit thick and they just look at me and their eyes kind of light up and they're like, he speaks different to us. It's like I can tell they're getting some sort of weird excitement going. And I had the same, I was kind of self-aware. I had the same thing. I was like, what did Colaris just fucking say? Did he just call someone a fucking Burke? I was like, what? I was like, can you say that again? Colaris, he's like, what? He's a Burke. And I was like, oh, I don't know. Like I'd never heard it before. And it did something for me. I was like, this is the funniest insult I've ever heard in my life. I don't know why. I can't explain it, but there's something about the sound of the word. Like, you know how the C-bomb is actually like, if you talk to a linguist, they'll talk about why the C-bomb, the C-unt word is so offensive. Look at me, I'm trying to tone down my unnecessary swearing. And they say it's to do with it sounds very harsh when you vocalize it. It's this very harsh sound. And I think it must be the same with Burke, where it just has this, it has kind of like a funky sound. I can't even explain it, but it's amazing. So anyway, you're all a bunch of Burks out there, unless you send me great replays for next week's Icyfar challenge. Do you know what it is, guys? It's knife fight in a sauna. So just like these Zerglings, guys, I want you to run into the Zealot sauna, bunch of old, sweaty, slippery boys, and I want you to start knife fighting. Now people say, well, in my country, we're going to the sauna naked or with a towel. How am I meant to get a knife in there? I say, well, guess what? There's a lot of pockets out there that might not be as conventional. If you talk to anyone in prison, they can help educate you. Either way, I'm just saying you're not allowed past 35 workers. That is the rule for the challenge. Ooh, that was brutal. Those probes are like, get the fuck out of my mineral line. Stop bringing knives in here, boys. Moral of the story, guys, is you're not allowed past 35 workers. You've got to get a down and dirty, action-packed, sweaty, stabby game. So you see right now, Bercules playing next week's challenge. These drones pop out, no longer playing the challenge. That's fine, because of course this was the 2 to Tango challenge where it's all about only using 2 different unit types. So far, Bercules has used Zerglings. Protoss has used Zealots only and is trying to queue up a couple Stalkers. So I'm not sure, I still don't know who's playing the challenge. It could just be Zealots and Stalkers, or it could just be Zerglings and one other unit for Zerg. Not going to count Queens, they're just there for injecting. By the way, I love that there's a spine crawler up here. It's like, just in case, even though I'm killing all the cannons, I might need a spine crawler here for later. I feel like it should make like a vicious tapping noise as it crawls across the map, right? So we've got a macro hatch and a third base on the way. Lots of gases. It's going to go Hydroden. All right. Meanwhile, we've got 4 unupgraded Zealots and 2 Stalkers. For those who don't know, this is the most elite combat team out there. If you guys are playing Protoss vs ZERG and you're struggling, remember, what you've got to try out is the 5-minute 30, 4 slow Zealot, 2 unupgraded Stalker timing attack. This is tested and proven by the likes of Deer, Parting, Stats and Zest to defeat ZERG players. They just can't possibly deal with it, especially if you rally in a third Stalker by 5 minutes 42. You will find the ZERG is actually completely unprepared and loses their third base to 4 fucking Zealots and 3 Stalkers. Oh my god. Well, I can't. I'm like, well, this is not going to do anything. It just killed a third. Now, what's great there is like, you know that moment where someone literally doesn't realize how lucky they got to not just get their shit kicked in? That's this Protoss player and is like, I'm going to stay here. And I'm like, get the fuck out of there, dude. Go home. The Stalkers just leave the Zealots to die, back off and then say, oh, actually, I guess we should fight. Oh my god. Why were you still on this side of the map, mate? You just got the biggest freebie you could possibly get when killing that. It's just, well, if I kill that, he definitely won't have any units. Well, +1, charge, more gateways. I think we are literally just going to see Zealot Stalker up against just Zerging. So it's mono battles from the Zerg. Maybe, I guess if he gets Hydras, duo battles. You know what Zerglings and Hydras aren't great against, guys? Mass unupgraded charge zealots. There's cannons building out front the third base. Better work account for the Protoss right now, but with a Lurker Den on the way. Ooh, Bercules. Just gonna see if you can go full Berk mode. Make the highest tier Berk unit, the Lurkers. Uh-oh, Zergling's gonna get in on that base, take out a few of these probes. 1 probe. They got 1 probe, but then they do get aggroed by the Zealots. So they engage the fighting units, and then they decide, oh, okay, maybe not into the cannons. Let's get the heck out of here. Let's get the heck out, get the heck out, get the heck out. Heckin'. Hydras are on the way, but right now there is like no defense, and there's quite a few Zealots. This is a bit of a scary moment for the Zerg. Uncle here is chrono boosting those gateways and the upgrade, trying to get +2 Zealots to go here. Who needs a warp prism or a forward warp-in pylon or anything like that? Fudge that shit. Let's just go. Mass charge lot. Now remember, guys, Dead Uncle here has actually got a decent little army. Not the biggest. They are kind of rallying across the map, but is looking for another hatchery now. Are we going to commit in? I think actually right now there is an opening, right? There's not that many Hydras yet. They don't have grooved spines because this is a smooth brain Zerg who's gone for muscular augments first. Not really. I mean, it's fine. You can go muscular augments. They're both valid upgrades, but he does even queue up grooved spines. So he's actually got a grooved brain. Never mind. It's very wrinkly. Zealots and Stalkers here, they show themselves and then they run through the middle. He's doing the oogie boogie. He's trying to intimidate his opponent by showing the attack, giving him time to build a few rounds of units, and then committing. That's one of my favorite maneuvers as well. Remember, against a Zerg player, it's best to show them your attack. You got to give them warning. I mean, you can't just raid their camp at the night. You've got to meet on the hilltop beforehand, sip your cup of tea, go, shall we battle on this field here? Yes, good sir. Is that agreeable? Say 2 hours past dawn? Yes. It's like, no. You can do that if you're fighting someone else who's a gentleman. If you try to do that with a Zerg, they're like, and you're like, I'll take that as meaning it is an agreeable field for the battle then. I shall return once you have built a giant army that will infest me and savagely butcher my fucking shit. Yeah, you gotta be fucking careful, mate. Also, by the way, no detection when you're only making Zealots and Stalkers. Those Lurkers are gonna cause a problem, mate. He's got 1 cannon for detection. If that cannon falls, he is fudged. He's got no detection up here. His robo's not ready. He's gotta go. The cannon is providing detection on every single Lurker, so that's very nice of Hercules. Does decide to siege his army up on top of that. Zealot's warping. The cannon's gone, though. Uh-oh. He's going to kill everything else, but these 3 Lurkers are like, they can't see us. From beneath you, it devours. Well, in this case, from beneath you, it penetrates your butt. Honestly, let's be real. Death by Lurker, one of the worst things. If you guys have ever had a friend run up behind you and kick you in the groin, but from behind, that is basically what it's like when a Lurker hits you when you don't have detection. It's just a big old spike comes up and BAM! Doesn't matter how strong your, your Zealot or your Stalker protoss boxes. The box armor, the most important. The underbelly. But yeah, you got to protect that undercarriage. The Zerg players made Zerglings, Hydras, Lurkers, a Nidusworm, and now Aspire. I think we have detected a try-hard virgin up here in the case of Hercules. Maybe the son of Zeus, but building so many different units up against a pure honorable Protoss. Obviously, we're allowing you to build an observer. It's just there as a battlefield observer. It's not part of the army. It's just Zealots and Stalkers. Could you be more warrior-like? Fuck no. This is the most badass shit you could do. Just +2 Zealots and Stalkers. Bit of an observer there, just to add a bit of perv power. Bit of pervy power. It's going up to a 4th base. It's gonna... I mean, Zealots are really good units, right? But as Hydra Lurker grows in numbers, this gets really hard. Dead Uncle's going to need to, like, set up some cool flanks and run-bys or something. Like, I like the way Dead Uncle's just coming around picking off the creep. You know, similar to picking off the pimples. You know, your teenage sons there. You're like, oh, dude, your pizza face is making me uncomfortable. I'm going to pick it off. And you're like, you know, the dermatologist, ma'am, the dermatologist said that would actually give us scarring. And she's like, it doesn't matter, Jimmy. I've got to fucking pop it. That's these Zealots and Stalkers that there's fucking projectile pus flying across the room, flecking the bathroom mirror and shit. Stalkers and Zealots pulling back. The Hydra's coming forward. Zealots, go! They're like, you're away from the Lurkers. But they pull back to the... Wait, I said Lurkers. Are there even more than one here? Oh, the other one's up there. Zealots come in and cancel the 4th base on the bottom left. I like the commitment to the mass Zealot. I feel like Dead Uncle's doing a great job. But I do worry. I just worry that the Zerg's going to figure out how to make 2-2, which is on the way, is making Hive for Lurker upgrades. And if they make enough Lurkers... it's going to be troublesome. But what I do like about Dead Uncle's like picking off all the creep and he's just setting up a giant Zealot run by. So he's going to move down here, pick off some more creep tumors, and then rotate around to the right, try to lure the army up here, and then all these Zealots are going to run in the natural. The classic 1-2 punch. So this army's job is to go oogie boogie. Look at me, I'm scary. Toss a sheet over your head. Oh, he's going in too early. Uh-oh. Well, I guess these Zealots are the distraction then. Oh, the Lurker's on Burrow though, and he actually kind of sandwiches them. Some of the Zealots get in the natural, some of them on the Lurkers, but the Lurkers do burrow. Those Hydras are up at the 3rd, a bit far out there. Definitely you have to pull back on that side. But the Zealots are in the mineral line, and that's important. Big damage going down in the mineral line. Hercules is going to pull back. All those Stalkers and Zealots extricate themselves out of harm's way. The drones are like, can we please get an order to evacuate? No one pulled the fire alarm on that mineral line. 2 workers survive on the minerals. Lots of workers going down. 15 have died in total, and almost all of them was right then. Stalker or 2 gets pulled away. Stalkers are really bad versus Hydras and Lurkers, guys, especially once that 2-2 upgrades kick in. Did you see that? Started Immortal, went, no, gotta stick to the challenge. Fuck you, pig. This better make it into Icyfar. Cancels the Immortal, starts the Observer. Good job, Dead Uncle. Good commitment to the challenge, mate. Resisted the urge. You know, he's like, I really want to build Immortals to kill these Lurkers, please. And I'm like, no, you're not allowed to do that, mate. It's like, size 2 up to deal with the mass Hydras. I'm like, no, 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 no. To be fair, if Dead Uncle just keeps expanding and sending Zealots around the edges, I think it's actually a way better composition just because the Zerg doesn't actually have those Lurker upgrades yet. Is wasting money on things like Great Aspire without... Wait. You're not making more Lurkers or Lurker upgrades? Oh, no. The classic, I'm going to invest my whole army in one composition, then not actually make more of the upgrades or Lurkers to make that composition good and just try to get to the Broodlords. I mean, Broodlord Lurker is the ultimate ground-killing army, but you gotta be careful of the F2 Corruptors running around. Maybe here a bit too early. Unfortunately for Dead Uncle, Corruptor Overseer is going to kill the Observer. All you do is attack move. There's nothing for the Corruptors and the Overseer to do except kill the Observers, and you've got no detection. So more than ever, Dead Uncle just needs to keep expanding, massing cannons, massing Zealots, and looking for these run-by attempts. How many gateways are you up to, mate? 13! I love it. Just, yeah, casual 13 Zealots warping in at a time. All right. Once again, this 4th base is in the open. These Zealots are going to ruin it, man. Nice. So Dead Uncle, of course, prioritizes the extractor first. And as the army pulls down, other army goes in on the right. Only a few Lurkers are in range. So these units are going to find some decent damage. Those Zealots not going to do too well. Remember, it is 2-2 upgrades versus +3 attack on those units. A few of the drones go down. Just says, hey, all right, I got so much money. Let's just kill the hatch and pull back. And this is like such a big income advantage for Dead Uncle. So this is the way you want to be taking this fight. And the Zerg players, forgotten those Lurker upgrades. This is what we call doing a Raynor. For anyone who didn't watch Raynor versus Trap Grand Finals, Oh my god, dude. He went the whole first game. It was so close to Trap making an epic comeback, where Trap was way behind from way early, just because Raynor forgot to make the Lurker range upgrade. Like 7 minutes into the Lurker stage, he was like, oh shit, and he made Adaptive Talons. The speed upgrade still didn't make Seismic Spines the entire game. So he was doing it with unupgraded Lurkers. Like Trap was taking these epic fights, and I was like, this would not even be close. Like, Raynor would have capitalized on his massive lead if he'd remembered his upgrades, but he made it exciting for us. Oh, Broodlord's in the open! Broodlord's in the open, he distracts again. The Stalkers come in, the Lurkers were not guarding the Broodlords. Dead Uncle gets in there, kills all the Broods, and is like, nah, see you, mate. We're not going to stay and fight your Lurkers. What do you think? We're fucking stupid, mate. So we've got a 38 drone Zerg who's just unable to keep the army together. You can tell the Zerg player is using either one control group or... No, correction. I know you guys can't see because it's behind me. The only things control grouped are Queen's hat on one key, the Hatcheries on another, and the Nidus on another. That's right. It's F2 all the way, baby. Oh, no. A Lurker goes down. The Hydras are getting swamped. The Observer comes in, and the Corruptors are gone, which means you're not going to take it out. All the Lurkers are falling, and Dead Uncle does it like a champ. Zealots and Stalkers are all a Protoss player needs. Absolutely sexy. Some good 1-2 prongs going in, getting the workers, engaging where he could. That was actually really friggin' well done. Let's look at the units lost tab. 107 Zealots and 9 Stalkers died in the making of this game, but not bad. 52 Hydras, 5 Broodlords, 5 Corruptors, and 8 Lurkers. That's what I call a job well done. Hot diddly damn. GG, well played, mate. Guys, don't forget to get your replays in for the Knife Fight in a Sauna challenge. Maximum of 35 workers. As always, if you guys want the up-to-date challenge info, if you're watching this video down the track, go to my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/x5_pig. Navigate yourself to the chat and type !Icyfar. My bot never sleeps. It's always there. It's called the night bot because it's awake at night, it's awake in the day, and it's there. Type Icyfar, it gives you the challenge information, it tells you where to submit it, and all the rest. So check it out, get your replays in, and hopefully we'll see you guys in the next episode of Icyfar. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Goodbye and good night.